So I am going to be recording. Welcome. We'll see. I'll just kind of get started, and we'll see who ends up joining us. Hi, Tina. Oh, I see. Yeah, good. You guys are all muted. Okay. So I'm just going to get started, and we'll see if other people come in. I'll let them in, and if they don't, they don't, and that's fine. So welcome, ladies. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad that you expressed interest in wanting to join me this evening for, hi, Janet, for this breath work. So I'm Cara Carouse, and I got this idea because everyone sort of like as a collective has just been feeling this heightened anxiety. So what better way to bring the anxiety down than breath work? Breath work is kind of like a hot topic lately. And really it's been around for thousands of years. It's a very integral part of the yoga practice. There are 8 limbs of yoga, and pranayama is one of them. So pranayama is another way of saying breath work. It's moving the energy around in our body. It's balancing, it's moving the subtle body energies in our body. And that's what makes yoga yoga. So for me, this is like, I love this kind of thing. So if you guys, I'm just gonna kind of chat for a little bit. We're gonna get into the breath work, and then whatever questions you have about the breath work, about anything that's going on right now, freaking life, whatever you feel comes up, let me know. There will be time at the end to be able to chat, okay? So I think some people might be having some technical difficulties. But so, all right, let's see. I'm going to be honest too, I didn't really plan anything. This is how I fly. So I just kind of go by, like, fly by the seat of my pants. So I'll share a little bit about me and my story and how I came to really be able to use breath work to help me. So as most of you know, I have a history of trauma and abuse, and a history of rape in my adolescence. And I found yoga and breath work when I was 19. And what I experienced when I practiced yoga and when I did mess around with my breath, manipulated my breath, changed my breath, broke up the patterns of my breathing, was that I was really able to access my own nervous system and calm myself down. And it's not that I was like a frantic, like, panicky person, but the way I felt after those practices was like unlike anything I had ever felt before. It was like euphoric, and it was such an intense state of peace that I was like, oh my gosh, sign me up for more of that. I have to be able to do more of that. So through my teachings in my yoga classes, I've really been able to utilize the breath work. There are so many different breathing practices that we are able to use. And tonight we're going to start out with something that is a little more simple and then gets a little more advanced, but it's nothing that you can't do. So I'm going to be talking you through it. The reason why we would want to practice breath work is because it calms our mind. It helps to bring our nervous system down, bring our autonomic nervous system, which is like responsible for our fight or flight, our running away from things, our immobilization when we're really stressed out. And it helps lower our heart rate, and it helps slow our breathing, and it helps balance the energies in the body. This breath work, this one practice we are going to do, Nadi Shodhana, is an alternate nostril breathing, and it helps to balance the hemispheres of the brain and the sides of the body and all the nadis. In traditional Chinese medicine, they're called meridians, but with yoga, they're called nadis. So all of the channels in our body for our subtle body to be able to move through, because we are all energetic beings. So this one breathing practice is going to be balancing those hemispheres, both of sides of our body. Our right side, and I'm not going to be mirroring you guys, but our right side of the body is more associated with like our masculine energy. It's fiery. It's like our solar side. When you're breathing out of your right nostril, you're usually, because we have our nostril dominance and it goes back and forth. When you're in the right nostril, it's like you're usually more energized. Maybe you're stressed out. Maybe you have this heightened state of anxiety. So right now, see if you can tell which nostril you're breathing out of. And then when you're in your right nostril, or when you're in your left nostril, it's more associated with our feminine energy, with the cooler side, with the lunar side of our body, like chill. So a lot of times I'll find, like I'm commonly in my left nostril. And a lot of times I'll find when I do my yoga practice, at the end of my yoga practice, I end up in my right side. Even though I'm still calm, it's this balance that happens in my own body. So just something to have an awareness of. And let me see, what else did I want to mention? When we do practice pranayama, these different breathing practices, this breath work, we strengthen our secondary breathing muscles, our intercostal breathing muscles, and it allows us to really utilize all of our lung capacity, because there aren't many times where we really expand the breath down into the lower lobes, and that's what we want. We want to be getting full breaths in to really oxygenate all of our little cells in the body and make them happy. So before we get started, you ladies who are here, do you have any questions? Most of you, you're all muted. So if you have any questions, there is a way to like raise your hand in here. You mess around with the chat. So if you guys, or just kind of wave at me, but we're good. Okay. All right. So get comfortable. I don't anticipate this being any longer than 5 or 10 minutes, just so you guys know. So get comfortable, and you can decide if you want to have your camera, like your video on or not on. It's completely up to you. Sometimes, you know, when I'm a part of classes, sometimes I'm like, I don't want people seeing me like, you know, closing my eyes and being all relaxed, but I'm staying on camera. So I'm just lighting some sage, just a little bit of sage, just to be able to share with you, cleanse your space, cleanse my space. And, you know, of course, Coda's here, and let's hope he doesn't bark while we're relaxing and getting into our space, but, you know, there's a possibility he may, and we'll just tune him out. So you're nice and comfy and you feel supported in your seat, right? You can decide if you want to be sitting back or if you just want to be sitting upright with a long, tall spine. And also, it's up to you whether you want to have your eyes open or closed. As we get going, I'm going to talk you through a gentle breathing practice. And then when we go to the more advanced one, the Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril, I will be showing you how to be alternating with your mudra, with a hand position. So you may just want to crack your eyes open for that, but you'll still stay in your calm place, okay? So you're comfy and you're feeling good. You've decided if you want to have your eyes opened or closed. And just take some deep breaths in and out. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. Maybe a few more of these deep breaths in and out if you'd like. Just letting yourself settle into this moment. You decide if you'd like to continue to have those deep breaths in and out. If you feel like you've had enough, then just breathe naturally. Just notice what your breath is doing. There's nothing that needs to be happening with this breath right now. It's just whatever works for you. And as you let this breath move in and out of your body, see if you can notice the location of your breathing. Just letting each breath come in. The air swirls around in the lungs, chest expands, whatever areas of your body are moving, and then you breathe it out, and the lungs expel all the air. Maybe the chest draws in, the side ribs, and just watch this happen over and over again. You inhale, what areas of the body expand? You exhale, noticing what areas of the body draw back in. There's nothing that needs to be happening. You're simply witnessing your natural breath right now. And just remembering, we always have this breath. Life starts when we take our first breath. Life ends when we take our last. We always have this breath. Allowing the awareness to travel to the crown of your head, releasing any sense of holding in your scalp. Letting the forehead smooth out, relaxing the brows. Letting the eyes soften, the actual eyeballs softening in the sockets, as well as all the little muscles around the eyes letting go. The cheeks relaxed, expressing gratitude for all the facial expressions these muscles create for you. The jaw relaxed. The tongue just resting quietly inside the mouth, possibly with the tip of the tongue behind the top front teeth, just wherever it's ended up. Maintaining the head in that upright posture, allowing this sense of relaxation to move down through the rest of the body. So relaxing the neck muscles, whatever is not necessary for holding the head upright. Let the throat soften. Maybe you swirl your tongue around in your mouth and you swallow just to kind of clear any tension that may be there. Maybe you clear your throat. This is your practice. So however it looks and feels for you is just perfect. And your awareness continues to move down through the body. The shoulders sliding down, shoulder blades down the back, the arms just resting heavily at your sides, wherever they've ended up. You decide, palms up, palms down. As your awareness moves through the chest, once more checking in with the location of your breathing. Is the breath more in your chest? Chest expanding, rising and falling each time you breathe. Are the side ribs involved naturally with this breath? Maybe the breath has already moved to the abdomen. If it has not, I invite you to move your breath to fill your belly. So each time you breathe in, the belly expands. And each time you breathe out, the belly draws back in, navel to spine. If it helps, you can always bring your hands to your belly just to bring the more emphasis to these abdominal breaths. Again, nothing forceful. And keeping the breath in the abdomen, you continue to move your awareness down through the hips, softening the hips, the glutes, the thighs, the knees, the calves, shins, all the way down to the soles of the feet. Just letting your body be relaxed, feel at ease. Finding yourself in this moment, right here, right now. And now to further support you in turning your attention inward, the eyes are closed. You can keep them closed and just listen to the sound of my voice. We're just going to play around with the breath a little bit. So this first very simple breathing practice, this breath work, consists of inhaling for a 4 count. When you get to 4, the lungs just about at their max capacity. And then when you breathe out, counting to 6, maybe 7, maybe 8, if you can stretch that exhalation to that length. And that's your breath. That's your practice for right now. Inhaling for the 4 count, exhaling for the 6, 7, 8 count, whatever's available to you. You go at your own pace. This is nothing forceful. It's not meant to stress you out at all. It's just nice, smooth, easy breaths in and easy breaths out. Good. Continuing with this breath for 2 more full rounds of breathing. Full breath in, full breath out is 1 round. Keep the face soft. Keep the body relaxed. And whenever you get to the end of that second exhalation, letting it all out, and just breathe naturally. There's no hurry, just whenever you get there. Notice how you feel. And now staying in this quiet place that you've created for yourself, this deep internal peace, this inner peace you feel, allowing yourself to crack your eyes open for a moment if you had closed them, and just look to see this hand, this mudra that we're going to do for you to practice. So because the camera flips me, I won't be mirroring you, but I'm going to talk you through this, okay? This is how we're going to be holding the fingers. I love to think I love you, but it's not I love you. It's the thumb of the right hand. So use your right hand. It's the thumb and the ring finger that we're going to be using. And let me just show you, and then I'll talk you through it, okay? So we're going to be occluding the right nostril and breathing in through the left. A full breath in. And then we're going to close the left and breathe out through the right. And breathe in through the right. And we close the right. And we breathe out through the left. So we're always going to be alternating, okay? And you really have to pay attention. So this is what, you know, in yoga, this is the purpose of breath work, is to break up the patterns of thought. When we break up patterns of breath, we break up patterns of thought. And how many times do we just obsessively think about things and drive ourselves crazy? So this is part of the practice, and to get into a meditative state and to really turn the attention inward and focus on ourselves. So once more, you get comfortable. You've adjusted your seat if you'd like. You find your long, tall spine again. Decide if you want to have your eyes opened or closed. Remember, this is your time. This is your practice. So it's whatever works for you. And you find your mudra. So thumb right of the right hand, your right thumb and your right ring finger. Occlude your right nostril and breathe in through the left. Close the left, breathe out through the right, and breathe in through the right. Close the right, breathe out through the left, and breathe in through the left. That's your practice. Close the left, breathe out through the right, breathe in through the right. Close the right, breathe out through the left, breathe in through the left. Continue to move at your own pace. Exhaling now through the right. Inhaling through the right. You continue at your own pace with your breath. Always switching right after an exhalation, or right after an inhalation, excuse me. So you inhale, and then you switch sides. Keep the face soft. Keep the body relaxed. So let yourself get into a rhythm here. Alternating your nostril breathing. You're always exhaling and then inhaling before switching sides. Good. Now this is optional if you'd like to take it up a notch. Keep doing what you're doing. And the next time you breathe in, count to 4. Close that nostril, breathe out for 6, 7, 8. Just like what you were doing before. Inhaling for the 4 count. Closing, breathing out for the 6, 7, 8 count. So wherever you are with this breathing practice, having one more full round of breath, wherever you are with this practice, until you get over to the right nostril, you breathe out right after you've switched, and then you breathe in just through the right, and you release your hand whenever you get there, and then just breathe naturally. Notice how you feel. So as I said, it was Nadi Shodhana. It's an alternate nostril breathing. The goal is to balance the energies in the body, to balance the hemispheres of the brain, to overall bring more balance to your body, your subtle body to your physical body. The very purifying breath, the calming breath. And sometimes it does take practice to get into a rhythm with alternating. So if you had decided to close your eyes, allowing them to crack open, you can wiggle your fingers, your toes, maybe some shoulder rolls, maybe stretching your arms out, just whatever you feel like doing, however you want to move your body. And if any of you would like to come unmuted and share your experience, share how you feel, I welcome that. If you have any questions, I would love it if you would share them also. Or if you just feel like super chill and you don't really want to talk at all, that's okay too. And I can unmute you too if you can't figure out how to unmute it. Oh, Wendy, the waves. I love it. Ankle it down a tiny bit. Yeah. Oh, so nice. Very cool. I love it. All right, so if you guys, oh, Tina, are you coming off mute?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Do you want to share anything?
I just wanted to say thank you. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Much needed during, this uncertain time. So that was very helpful, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm glad you were able to make it. I'm glad you got the link because I didn't think you were on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't. So I definitely did one of those cleanses.
Oh, okay, that was good.
Yeah.
And now you're back.
Now I'm back.
Good. Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on around us, as we all know. And I didn't really talk about it because we just everywhere else, it's, our lives are so saturated with it all right now. And, there are more reports that come out that are like just scary. And, oh, that's pretty, Tina. And we don't need, we really just need to limit the time that we're giving to all that, because it's good to stay informed, of course, but just so much of it ends up feeling very overwhelming to me.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay. You agree too. Yeah. So this is, what we can do is focus on ourselves and find our own center, get our own nervous system regulated and calm. And then we interact with others, and then we approach these threats that have been coming into our lives. So it's just really important that we take this time and we give ourselves this gift. And everything that we did is you can do any of that. How did the breath work feel for you, Tina? The 4-6, how was that?
It felt refreshing. I tend to do a lot of breath work. I think just, not even thinking about it, I deep breathe often. So that it felt nice. I mean, I liked, switching on and off like that. 'Cause when you had mentioned it in the beginning, like, I'm like, oh, wow. I also feel that I was more of a left nostril breather. So I was like, okay, like to be a little bit more mindful. And then at the end, I did feel more balanced. Like I, just felt like a sense of calm and clarity, and just really, it was nice.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is seriously that like these breathing practices, and there are so many more other ones we could have done too, but like I love Nadi Shodhana. I love that one. And they have been around for thousands of years. Like yoga is and is an ancient practice. And, you know, it's like, if they've been working for all these people for all these years, like clearly there is some validity to them. And they really do work. And sometimes, you know, that Nadi showed, it can get confusing, but you're just always exhaling through one side, always inhaling through one side, and then you switch it. So, or, you know, you just keep doing whatever works for you, and you're focused on what you're doing and it works. Janet,
Yeah.
how are you?
I'm doing, oh my gosh, so much better now. Thank you.
Good, you're welcome.
Yeah, I just feel sort of like connected again. I was sort of feeling very disconnected with my mind and my body, just with all the emotions going on, you know, out there. And this definitely, I feel more connected now instead of separate.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
What's that?
Isn't it amazing?
I know I could feel it probably within like the first 5 minutes. I could just really feel my body notching right down and just relaxing into it. It's great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And you can do that anytime, you know. You can do it driving around, you know, and you're like in between your people and you're like, oh my God, you can definitely do the in for 4, out for 6, or, you know, out even longer than that too. And then, you know, the practice advances in those intercostal muscles, the secondary breathing muscles get stronger and we're able to have more control of them.
Right.
And then you can do in for 4, hold for 4, out for 8, hold for 4, or like whatever it looks for you. Like there can be internal breath retentions with a slight chin tuck, and there are different like bandhas, and the retentions are called kumbhaks, and then breathing it out, you know, keeping the lungs empty and pausing with the lungs empty, that has benefits too. So it's just, there are like so many different ways to be able to change the breath, and all of them are giving us access to our own inner world, and that's the only thing we have control of right now.
Well, and I think that I might even start using it with some of my patients.
Yeah.
You know, because they're all just so anxious. So yeah, maybe I'll just kind of take advantage of this and do a little breath work with myself and them, just to calm them down.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you feel better too, because I know you were like,
thank you,
hella stressed out earlier today.
Pray, little pray.
Oh gosh. How about you, Sam, Jen, Wendy? Anything you want to add? Jen, how are you ladies doing?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can.
Okay. I didn't want to be the only one, like, not on here. So, hi guys.
Hi, Jen.
Jen.
So cute, Samantha.
And Samantha's expecting too.
Oh, how exciting!
Thank you very much.
Oh,
No.
Well, I feel much better.
Good.
Just so you know, like our call yesterday, I know I was like a hot freaking mess, but
It's okay.
I'm so much better now. You caught me like it's like the worst time, but also like the perfect time.
The best time. Yeah, you lay all that on me, girl. I'll take it, and now you feel better, and it's okay.
Yeah, so much better.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Good. Okay. Anything else? Sam, how are you? How are you, Wendy?
You noticed I was a little bit late, and I have been anxious the last couple days. We've had a lot of changes with work and unexpected, like we don't know what's going on, and I'm expecting. So I was just anxiety, you know. So even just at the end of this, I feel better.
Good. Yeah.
So it was appreciated.
Mm-hmm. And you know, and even when you do go into labor, using that 4-6 is going to be really important. I teach that a lot. I used to teach that a lot in my prenatal yoga classes, and even in my hypnobirthing, I teach that a lot, because the important thing is that we're lengthening the exhalation, which turns on our parasympathetic nervous system, which brings us down from like the fight or flight. So it's very important to stretch that exhalation longer than the breath in. And it's a great tool to have during labor and birth.
Absolutely. I will certainly be keeping that in mind.
Yeah. And the more you practice it now, the easier it will be to do when it's go time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wendy, do you want me to unmute you? Okay. How are you?
I'm good. First of all, again, thank you for offering this to all of us today. I know I certainly enjoyed it. I've done this before, this breathing before, but had completely forgotten about it. So thank you for the reminder. Definitely use that more. And I love the idea of now sharing that with other people. So hopefully I can do that with some of my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You're welcome. It's so important too. And, you know, we, with our nervous system, and when we get into these heightened states of anxiety within ourselves, our task is to be able to calm ourselves down. And then also it's important that we are able to like co-regulate with other people too. And, you know, you think of, let's think of someone that you love. And when you are holding them in an embrace, which we all love, your breathing regulates with this other person. And that's just a practice of co-regulation that just happens naturally. And it's our nervous system by design too. So it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, the more we can be consciously incorporating these practices into our lives, the better. Because, you know, it's all practice. I always say it's just everything, it's all a practice. And we're all learning, you know, we're going to be in our 70s and 80s and we're going to be learning. So that's what we came here to do, is to learn and evolve and ascend. So I'm glad you guys joined me for tonight. I'm appreciative of that. And I did also want to share with you guys that I'm going to be starting and creating this a group that is called the Soul Ascension Sacred Inner Circle. And it's going to be like based on a monthly membership. So, you know, you can like come and go. It's not anything you're locked into. And it's going to be housed in a Facebook group. And then it's going to be every other week, I'll have a group coaching call. And it might look like you're sharing things, you're supporting one another. There may be some journaling prompts and some things that we talk about. It may be breathwork, it may be meditation, it may just look different. So, so you guys can be thinking about that, and I'll be talking more about it too, and be able to share that with you. But I do feel like there's a need, there's an importance for us all to be able to come together and just still have that sisterhood and a camaraderie in a group of women who we can hold each other accountable and just be there for each other, because especially in these times when we feel so isolated, like it cannot be understated. So let me know what you guys think about that, and if you want more information on it. And I'm here for you. And I love that you showed up and you made this a priority tonight. And there were really, there were like almost 30 people that expressed interest, and I had sent them the link. So I'm sure I'll be sending the link out to my email list also. And, you know, in case you missed it and you want to watch it again, it'll be available to you. And that's all. Can you guys think of anything else for tonight? Oh, well, I love you ladies. I'm so glad you showed up, and I hope you, thank you, Tina. I hope you ladies have a really good night. And, you know, when you lay your head down on your pillow tonight, just remember your 4-6, or maybe you stretch the breath to 7 count, 8 count, whatever is available to you. And just remember, you can always do that body scan. Oh, you can scan from the feet up to your head, or I'm just always used to doing from the head down to the feet, because I've worked with pregnant women for so long. I think of that's the energy we want to be moving the baby down too. Is so I always go from head to foot, but you know, you can switch it up and just progressively just be relaxing, peeling the tension back like the layers of an onion. And the more you condition yourself to be able to relax, the less you're going to be unconsciously gripping or holding on, or, you know, wherever you hold the tension in your body. that gets exhausting when we're constantly, you know, stressed out all the time. And, you know, but it's like, okay, just let it all go and be here now. That's our best. It's our best tool to be able to use in this world today. So I love you guys, and I'm glad you showed up. And I'll be sending the recording out. So if you want to watch it again, and let me know if you have any questions about the soul ascension sacred inner circle. Okay. Bye, ladies.
Bye. Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, Janet.
Bye. Bye, Jen. Hi. I went to
Come back. Bye, ladies.
Bye.